set up a 1 gallon jar or a bowl, you are going to need an empty jar or fish bowl. I got my jar at a local thrift store. You can find these at OfferUp or garage sales or your local pet stores. I recommend going to garage sales or OfferUp or a thrift store where you can find it for a lower price. I bought mine for $2, so I saved a lot of money since you could get these at pet stores from 15 to 30 bucks depending where you get yours. For substrate, I decided to actually go with sand. This is sand that was in my previous 75-gallon Planet tank. I just had to rinse this about 3 times just to make sure all the debris was off, and it could be as clear as possible once I add water. Now, for what I decided to go inside the jar was a piece of dragon stone. I recommend you actually clean these because once you buy these as those that have actually used dragon stones, they are a lot of debris on the dragon stone. This is my first time actually using dragon stone, so I had to do some research. To clean these, you have to get a brush and rinse it off with water at the same time that you are scrubbing. It took me about 5 to 10 minutes scrubbing the piece of dragon stone. Once I scrubbed it all the way, it cleared up. I knew that it was actually ready to go inside the jar once that tan color of the water stopped and just clean water proceed after I was scrubbing it with the brush. So here's a picture of how that dragonstone looked compared to the previous. So it looks pretty good. It gives it a little bit more character. It actually cleaned it where it was clogged with that clay, since I think they dig these dragon stones. And it's good to scrub it because we don't want anything to be coming out into the water column, and it could actually affect your fish by killing them. So we'll try to be as safe as possible. This is my first time setting up a 1 gallon jar or a fish bowl, whatever you want to call them. So now I'm going to place that dragonstone, and I'm going to see which of which position do I like it the most, if I flip it or not. How is it going to be? I did a little 360 spin on the jar, just to see what side am I going to want to see and which one is pleasing to my eye. Like I said, this is my first time doing a setup on these jars and fish bowls. I went through YouTube and I seen that they're actually pretty popular. A lot of people do these, especially overseas in Europe and stuff. That's what most of the videos that I watch, they were uploaded from those countries. But they're pretty beautiful. I recommend, if you guys want to get into setting up a 1 gallon jar, or it could be up to even 7 gallons. Just look it up on YouTube, and there's a lot of other videos. But for you guys who are subscribed, I decided to actually give you guys a different type of content, because I know a lot of you guys are into fresh water, so enough with the salt water. So what I decided to use for my plants are the Nana Anuvias. So what I decided to do was actually to cut this plant so I'll be able to use a little bit more, and through time it should grow. It hasn't really grown as much because where the tank that I have it, there is no light at all, but this is a hardy plant that would go through anything and it will still survive. So I decided to go with a blade and the super glue gel that you could get at your local dollar stores, Dollar Tree or 99-cent stores. Just make sure once you cut this plant, make sure each piece that you cut has roots, because without the roots the plants will die. So that is a little bit of common sense. I'm saying that because I almost cut it to the point that I was gonna cut a piece where there was no roots, so that would have been my fault. So when you're in a hurry, just make sure that you get a piece where there are roots, just for the survival rate of the plant. Now to glue it, I was actually looking where I want to place it, where it's going to look the best, and also I had to look for a flat surface where this plant could actually get stuck to. This was my first time using glue to hold a plant into a rock or driftwood. Before, I used to use string, which it looked pretty ugly, and it wasn't. It was a little bit harder as well because sometimes it would get loose. But this is the same type of glue that I use to frag my corals. I recommend this glue at all. I do recommend this glue. Before, I used to use coral glue from Amazon, which is a little bit more expensive. I went through the pages on Facebook and they told me just use the glue from the dollar stores and they work perfect and they do not harm your fish. So I've been using it for a while now, and that is gonna be my number one thing to go when fragging or doing projects just like this. I am really excited, and I know this is not going to be my first setup. Probably just one more because I really like them. Right now I have it located next to my desk. Pretty soon I am going to be uploading more content regarding fresh water, so stay tuned. Now for the glue, for those that have this gel, you guys know once you dip it in water. Here I couldn't dip it, but what I did, I pour a little bit of water into it. It does make a little bit mess, but once this glue is dipped into water, it actually becomes a little bit more solid, and that's what it did. And as you guys can see, I stood up the dragonstone piece, and the plant stood on its place. And right now, as I have it set up in the jar, the plants are still at the place where I glued them, so that is a good news. So I've been wanting to do a setup like this. One reason why I decided to do this was because I actually had like 4 guppies and a beta, but they actually got stuck into one of the filters on one of my tanks. So my guppies passed away, sadly. Today when I actually decided to do this setup for my beta, but when I got home, my beta was stuck in the filter. I guess the filter was a little bit too strong for these small fish. So he is right now a little bit damaged. Hopefully he survives. He is in the jar since there is not a lot of current in that jar. So hopefully he survives. I did not show him in this video because he's not in 100% shape, and I do not want to show a fish who is damaged. But hopefully he makes it. I'm going to do the best I can to help this fish to survive. I didn't get him that long ago. Sadly, my wife didn't want to give him a name because she says she doesn't want to get too attached to them because 2 of our betas passed, or no, just 1 of our betas passed away, and the other one we actually rehomed him a while back. If you guys seen a video which says goodbye Lola, that was our female beta, and we rehomed her when we I had a fish room, so I had to make some room, and we rehomed her to a good person. If you guys like these type of videos, please let me know in the comments down below. That way I'll be able to know I will be able to know what type of content to produce and to upload. So what I decided to do, I actually tried I grabbed a Java fern that I actually had on my discus tank. I just grabbed 1 piece because I only have 1 Java fern, so I placed the other one back with the discus, and I used the other piece for this 1-gallon jar setup. If you guys think these videos are a little bit too long, let me know on the comments down below as well. That way I could actually shorten down the minutes on the video. But I know there's also people who like to actually see the whole thing, so that is a cool thing to know, that there are other people just like to watch the whole process. Hopefully these plants actually grow. I know they are slow growers, so hopefully within 3 months I'll be able to see a difference on these plants. I'll try to make an update on this 1 gallon jar setup at least once a month. After this video gets uploaded, there should be another update video within a week or two, just to let you guys know if there's any algae problems, or if I add any type of fish or shrimp into the tank. So I'll keep you guys posted. So this is how that dragonstone end up looking. Now I'm gonna turn it so you guys will be able to see how it looks. Since I'm not going to be able to see the back side of the jar, so I only decided to actually put plants on the front and on the side. So now the jar is ready. So let's add the dragonstone piece into the jar. One reason I decided to use sand was because I have a 5 gallon bucket full of sand, and also in the future, if I want to add like a carpet plant or any type of other plant, I could actually just use root taps. Now that I know that root taps work, I could just add root taps, and I think any plant could survive once you get a little bit more experience and confidence. You're able to know that you could actually keep plants in a sand substrate. So this is how the jar looks without the water. Once I make sure that it looks good, I had to take it upstairs. So now the jar is filled up with water. One thing I decided to do, I actually grabbed one of the pumps from those Tetra Whisper filters that you could get at Walmart, and I had to use glue and scissors and the poly filter. I did it because I want the water to clear up, so it's not going to be in the tank for a long period of time. Here is the finished product of the tank. I hope you guys like it. I actually added those plants, one of my house plants, on top. I know a lot of people use on their tanks just to extract the nitrates from the water, and also use this so it could cover that little return pump that you call it, the little wave maker. I hope you guys really like this video. Let me know how I did. This is my first time trying to film and document a setup like this. This is my first time. I know it's not going to be perfect. Now for lighting, I just want to let you guys know that I'm actually using a CFL light bulb. I've been having it for a long time when I set up one of my Dirty Planet tanks, and I know CFLs could grow plants, so that's what I decided to do. And like I said, it's right next to my computer desk, so I'll be able to take care of this and be able to see it. So I want to have fresh water and salt water where I have my little computer desk, just to have something to view when I'm doing uploads or editing videos. So I am going to add my beta, and hopefully my beta recovers, and if not, then I'll let you guys know, and I'll let you guys know what I add here. Or I'm not even sure if I'm going to add a fish or not. I'm not using no heater because the heat from the lights should be enough, especially right now it's summer, so the room temperatures are going to be approximately at 75 Fahrenheit, and sometimes during summer, even though I have the AC, it gets up to 78 to 79 Fahrenheit room temperature, so that should be fine. For filters, I'm not gonna do no filters since there is plants. Right now I'm just using that little DIY filter because I want the water to clear it up. Once the water is cleared up, I'm going to take it off. Well, this is almost the end of the video, and I hope you guys like it. This is my first time and not my last. Let me know what you guys think that I should add into this 1 gallon jar planet tank setup. Should I add shrimp? Should I add any type of nano fish? I am new to the nano fish side of the hobby, so I don't know what type of fish I could add. But till then, don't forget to hit the like, the subscribe, comment down below, and I'm out.